ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Tuesday, November 21st. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Glad to be back with you. We're going to take your text this hour, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We're also going to hear a little bit later on in the program Dan D'Antoni. If you were with us earlier today, you heard the Thundering Herd lose to Oakland 78-71 in the fifth place game in the Cayman Islands Classic. So finishing 6th out of 8, that's not where the Herd wanted to be, but it is what it is, right? I hate that cliche as much as you do, but it is what it is. The Thundering Herd dropping to 2-3 on the early season. The Oakland Golden Grizzlies improved to 3-3. Look, this was not a terrible team that the Herd faced today. You might look at them as maybe not as well of a known program, not a national powerhouse, but then you look at what they've been able to do so far. They held their own with Ohio State, lost that one 79-73, and they also held their own against Illinois. They lost that one 64-53. Those are quality opponents, so they held their own against higher level opponents, and they were able to beat the Herd, and Marshall made it interesting. Marshall had opportunities. The one thing that I hope the Thundering Herd can improve upon is outside shooting, especially from the three-point line. Marshall, 7 of 35. That is not going to get it done. 7 of 35. In the first half, they were 2 of 18. In the second half, they were 5 of 17. So they shot 11.1% three-point line first half. Second half, a little bit better, 29.4%. Free throws, really not an issue. The Herd in the game shot 71.4%. But outside shooting, 27 to 73 overall. Got to get it done. You got to find shots. And you're going to have to maybe look at not depending on the three-point shot as much. It wasn't going down. The Herd just wasn't finding shots today. You look at top to bottom where Marshall got its points. Kevon Boyles, who we'll hear from in a minute, had 18 points in the game. Nate Martin had 12. And after that, you had three players that had 9 points. So you had a potential for more double-digit scoring. But Fricks had 9, Connor had 9, Crawford had 9. And I looked at some of the previous numbers from their players, just kind of getting an idea. Their starters were Conway, Townsend, Watts, Goki, and Jones. Conway, he averages 8.6 a contest. Herd gave up 18 tonight to him. Watts averages 9.2 a contest. The Herd gave up 20 to him. Goki averages 13. He hit 17 points. Jones had 16. And then Trey Townsend, their junior, Townsend in the last game had 18 points against Loyola Marymount. And he only had 4 points. So that's the outlier here as far as I was expecting a big game from him. 4 points on the night from him. He was 2 of 11 in the game. 4 of their 5 starters had big numbers in this contest. And Marshall still had an opportunity to win. Hopefully this can be cleaned up. I hate using that phrase as well. It's coach speak, but I hate saying it, but hopefully the Herd can clean that up. They've got a short turnaround because now they've got to make their way back to Huntington. I'm not sure their specific travel agenda, but make their way back, get some turkey, head to Lexington to take on the Kentucky Wildcats. And that's going to be a challenge for the Thundering Herd. That's always a challenge for the Thundering Herd. It's the Kentucky Wildcats. It's a blue blood program. It's the definition of a traditional college basketball powerhouse. It might not be racking up the national championships like it once did, but it's still there as one of the elite programs in college basketball. So the Thundering Herd's going to have to go in there, hopefully wipe their mind clean of everything and just go in there loose, play your best game. If you're going to try to get the Kentucky Wildcats, now's the time because they're trying to figure out what they're doing with their rotations and their lineups. Now's the time. While they're still tinkering, now's the time. As I mentioned, one of the highlights for the Thundering Herd was Kevon Boyles. And again, I'm impressed with him. I think he's been doing a fantastic job for the Thundering Herd. I like how he plays. I like how he holds himself. And we didn't have a chance earlier to get post-game. We've got that now. As I promised you earlier in our post-game show, we would have it here. And so first up, we've got Kevon Voiles. He was speaking with, I believe, Luke Creasy, and let's hear that conversation.
Kevon, obviously not the result you guys wanted down there, but finished with 18 points tonight. But it just seemed like at times the hoop was a little bit small for you guys.
For sure. We just.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It was just we went 7 for 35 from three. We just couldn't make shots, starting with myself included. We just never found the rhythm that, we usually play with, like we played with last night. So it was we just got to make shots and be better as a team.
How do you take some of these experiences? I mean, you've played in some different environments now. Now getting ready to go to another big environment there down at Rupp Arena in Kentucky. How do you take what you learned so far through 5 games and make the most of that going into Friday?
Like Coach tells us, limit our mistakes, learn from our mistakes, don't keep making the same mistakes. It was a great tournament. 3 games in 3 days is always tough. So, but everybody played 3 games in 3 days, so it's no excuses. We just got to bounce back, get mentally prepared for this Kentucky game, and come out strong against them.
How about a guy like Nate Martin? How fun is he to play alongside? And just kind of what have you seen as you guys learn to play together?
He's a big body. He's a bulldog. He definitely takes up space. I know when I pass it to him, he's gonna get in there. He's gonna finish. He's reliable and consistent. So he's probably our toughest player on the team. He just got a bulldog mentality. We all have to get that mentality like him and Nutter.
Obviously 2 and 3 through 5 games, but a long season ahead. And that's kind of what Coach has talked a lot about these first couple weeks of the season. Is that kind of how you see it as well? Is this team still kind of learning how to play together and mesh?
We're still growing. We know, we have to come out every game and, put our best foot forward. Like Coach say, put our foot on the gas and just keep going. We can't do it in spurts. We got to do it for the whole 40 minutes. So as we learn and as we grow, we're going to get to learn each other. We're going to get our rhythm down. We're going to play together. We're going to play athletic ball like Coach wants us to do, and we're going to get back on track.
How much did it change what you guys do on the court without Obina these last 3 days?
It gives us Obina is an excellent pick and roll guy too, a reliable rebounder. So, we did miss him out here, but he'll be back with us in Kentucky, so we're looking forward to it.
That's Luke Creasy speaking with Kevon Voiles after the game. Marshall falling to Oakland, the 5th place game in the Cayman Islands Classic, 78-71. As promised, we're going to hear from Dan D'Antoni. We'll get his comments when we continue later on. Ryan Crisp is going to join us from Marshall. There's a lot of events happening this weekend with the Thundering Herd, including the game on Saturday. Ryan's going to update us on everything that's happening with Marshall. We'll do that when we continue, but first is Dan D'Antoni, as promised, when we continue on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 at AM 930.
Giovanni's has great Italian dishes. Spaghetti with meat sauce, lasagna, ravioli, manicotti, and baked lasagna. Giovanni's has the best sandwiches around, from the stromboli, Italian sub, calzones, and their signature Big Red. All dinners will be served with hot garlic bread or Italian rolls. Giovanni's Pizza, fresh, hot, and tasty. Have it delivered right to your door. Giovanni's, the Italian place to be.
Here's another Kindred Community Chatter. The Children's Home Society of West Virginia will be hosting Hope for the Holidays Jingle Bell Ball December the 2nd. The funds raised from this event will be utilized to help foster children, foster families, and grand families during the holiday season. Find out more at childhswv.org. This Kindred Community Chatter has been brought to you by TikTok Tire, 3rd Avenue across from the Jones C. Edwards Stadium. Online at tiktoktire.net.
The Doorbuster deals at Scioto Shoemart's Big Black Friday sale will light up your holidays with savings off the regular prices November 24th through 26th from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Women's Hunter rubber boots regularly $135.98 to $160, only $49.98. Selected North Face apparel for men and women, 60% off. Women's selected UGG boots now $65. And there are other Doorbuster deals throughout the store during the Big Black Friday sale November 24th through 26th, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Scioto Shoemart, 615 Harding Avenue, Sciotaville.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Hey, Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends.
Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials.
If you are a sports fan, we have what you need, from the Sunday ticket for the NFL, college football, Major League playoffs, and more. Listen up, Tri-State, if you are a first responder, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials we have just for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza next to Fratelli's. Check us out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
A college degree is more affordable than you think. With over 50 degree and certificate programs, Mount West Community and Technical College will help you start your new career. Mount West Community and Technical College is in the top ranking of community colleges with the least debt for graduating students. Small class sizes, affordable tuition. Find the right career path for you. Visit mctc.edu to learn more. Mount West Community and Technical College. Go far, close to home.
Portside Grill hopes you are surrounded with the love of your family this Thanksgiving. Best friends, children, and memories of times past. Let's make Thanksgiving one of the most cherished times of the year. Portside Grill is thankful for all of you and our customers. They hope your heart is glad and your home is happy. Courtside Grill of Gallipolis, Ohio wishes you a very special Thanksgiving and a wonderful holiday season.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back to our Tuesday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Thanks for tuning in today. If you just joined us, we've been talking about Marshall's loss to Oakland, fifth place game, the Cayman Islands Classic, 78-71 in that contest. One of the standouts was Kevon Boyles. He had 18 points. Nate Martin had 12 as well. And for the rest of the team, Fricks and Connor and also Crawford flirted with double-digit scoring. Back to the drawing board as the Thundering Herd will get set to take on the Kentucky Wildcats. That's coming up the day after Thanksgiving, so I know a lot of you are making the trip down to Lexington to see Marshall take on the Wildcats. If you're not making the trip, or if you are, don't forget, take us along. You can stream the radio station. All you need to do is download our streaming app, go to WRVC.com, grab the app, and then you can listen to the pregame. And after the game, you can come back home, listen to the postgame, or of course, you can also find us on 93.7 The Dog. If you weren't with us earlier in our postgame, we were awaiting the comments of Dan D'Antoni. I don't want to say this is a tough loss, maybe a disappointing loss for a lot of fans, but it was a competitive game. Marshall didn't get blown out. Marshall threatened a little bit. Could have been some differences here. I wasn't happy with the three-point shooting, and you know me long enough. I think that Marshall goes to the three-point shot way too much. 7 of 35. It just wasn't going down for the Thundering Herd. 7 of 35. And you're not going to win a game shooting 20% from the three-point line. But as I promised, we didn't have Dan. He wasn't available yet. Dan spoke to the media, specifically Luke Creasy, not that long ago. Let's hear what Dan had to say after the loss.
If you have individual goals and you're not meeting them as a team, whether win or lose or draw, but if you don't meet your individual goals, it affects your attitude a little bit, or you're down in the dumps, and you have a little bit of a negative or I don't know what the word would be for it, but you carry it after a win. Let's say I didn't play up to my performance level, and I let that affect my thoughts that night. Instead of enjoying the win, thinking I'm going to be better, but enjoying the win. When that I didn't play well overpowers the winning, your team winning. We got to redirect our thoughts. Negative thoughts don't produce negative reactions or responses. So, my talk today after the team was, negativity. And I say that about everything in my life, and whether it be me, our team, parents, our fans, everybody. Negativity does not make things better, it makes it worse. And there are a lot of people that, on our team, and I'm talking to our team, is that don't let that get into your psyche. Keep positive. You can be determined to be better. Don't get me wrong. You can be determined to be better, but it can't be at the expense of not enjoying what your team is doing. So we spent a little extra time just talking about the mentality of winning. I've seen it for 50 years. I've been on some really great teams. And there is a locker room mentality that you have to have, and each and every person, and anybody that doesn't, it chips away at the end product. And we're just trying to clear our thoughts on that, trying to make sure everybody's pushing the same direction. I tell them I treat number one just like 16. If you're not playing, when we're off the court, 16 is as important as number one to me. And we talked about it. And I good response because we got good young men. And I think, we'll keep getting better. Never promised a smooth ride here. It's not going to be you can't have. We had 4 starters from a 24-win season. We only have 1 starter back playing here. 1 starter. And it takes a while to integrate and get everybody on the same page and then maintain a winning type of attitude. Because not only did we lose the players, we lost the leadership, which Tavion Kinsey was tremendous at keeping the locker room right, keeping people focused on the right things, staying positive in what he's doing. John Elmore was tremendous at keeping the people around him excited, keeping everything focused to where it belongs. And we're developing that. I don't know who's going to step out for us yet. Still out there for grabs. We'll see. Hopefully we're going to find that. It'll make us a better team.
How big of a loss was not having Obina on this trip over these 3 games in 3 days?
Do what now? I didn't hear the last part.
So how big of a loss was not having Obina on this trip for 3 games in 3 days?
Like I said, we don't have – he takes us down to only 1 starter from last year. We had 2 with him, and that's 13 points and 7 or 8 rebounds. You take that out, and somebody's familiar with how we run this stuff. And you take that out, there's a lot of searching going on, and it's not a quick fix. You want it to be, but it's not. Especially the way we play open, where players are big decision makers in what you do offensively. You got to kind of have a good feel for our offense for it to work effectively. And we're getting there. We had 2 guys come from 2 programs that were at best 500 ball clubs. And you know what? When you come from that, you carry that mentality for a while, and you got to change to a 24-win season mentality. And it takes a little bit of time. And if there's not the leader here to help those newcomers, it gets tough, But we'll fight through it. These kids won't quit. We'll have a good ball club coming by January.
Attention now to a contest Friday after the trip home. What do you expect out of that environment there in Rupp Arena and out of your team?
Well, first of all, and we don't have the record we want. We're 2-3. We'd certainly like to be 5-0. So that takes a chunk out of it. But you know what? They got to see the Greenbrier and experience one of America's best resorts. Nobody had ever been there on their team. We come to the Caymans, a hot destination. They get to experience that as young men and carry that experience with them for the rest of their life. We won one, could have easily won all three of them. We got to get better. Team we played got beat us first, was still in it. They're in the finals. It's a good ball club. We got to try to get there ourselves and be that type of team. But we go to Kentucky, another great destination, blue blood of basketball. You know, got to give them credit. My coach, Ellis Johnson, first All-American Adolph Rupp ever had. Big ties to University of Kentucky. So we know that it's a great environment, it's a great atmosphere, but we can't go in with the idea that we're coming to visit. We're coming in there to win. We're going to try to do the best we can to do it. We lose, we keep getting better. We had great at the end when it's all said and done. 5 years from now, these young men went to Greenbrier, never experienced. They got a chance at the Caymans. Now they're one of the top sites of basketball in the country. And we're going to give it everything we got. We're going to be successful at the end of the year. When they're alumni 10 years now, they're going to talk about how good times they had of those trips. And when they're looking at a recruit, and the recruit talks to him, they're going to say, Marshall's the place for you to go. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a great experience.
Two questions about two specific players. One, you wanted more out of Jacob Connor. Did you feel like you got that over this stretch of games? And how about Nate Martin, just the consistency that he brings as far as aggressive play and scoring and rebounding?
Well, Jacob didn't shoot the ball well this game like he did the first game or second game we won. If he does that, he can be more consistent at it. We're probably going to win these type of games. He didn't quite pull it off. So he's growing, I think, from a beta type of player to more of an alpha type of player where he's more involved as to instead of helping people win, leading us to win. And that's one of the growth that he's got to do and for us to be the type of ball club we want to play. Nate Martin, man, that guy's tough. That was a good getting him. He's a double-double machine. Where he had, 12 rebounds, 11 rebounds, 12 points. That's two double-doubles back-to-back. He's going to do that. He's a tough, rugged kid, makes great decisions. And he can be the type of player, too, that we can run an offense through. He handles the ball well, he passes, and he makes good decisions. And so we get better at, and I've never done this before, so I'm going to have to adjust mine and getting him more involved, not just setting him up to score, but actually run through plays through him and help him begin plays almost like a point center. So I think we can get him better at that, and that's going to make our team better. So those two, like I said, Jacob took a step forward, game 4, this. Fell back a little bit because the shooting wasn't there this past game, but then Nate's been consistent both games, giving us everything he's got. So we should be good there. We just got to get. Now I talked for 30 minutes, just talk to him about. You can't have casual plays. Wyatt threw the ball inbounds to Kevon and led him and just kind of flipped it in. Kevon thought he was throwing it to him. He threw it in front of him, and we lost the possession. You can't be that lackadaisical. And those type of plays, if you don't run back full speed at the wrong time when they're making a run, and that's the time that you decide to not quite get back and they score, they beat you. You can't do that. No, that's a learning experience. There's more to winning than just playing. You not only got to play good, you got to play at the right moments. And that's a learning situation. We had 50-50 balls toward the end of this game. We didn't get a couple of them when we had cut it down 6. We'd have gotten that. That might have changed the outcome. But it's not a coach thing. This is a player thing. Winning players find that ball. They somehow get where it is, and they get it, and you win. And so we got to do that. Maybe a little bit of a focus, just a little bit more effort. as coaches, we'll keep working, trying to get them there. And I think as players, they will do the same. So I'm looking forward to Kentucky. We've got a good chance to go down there and got a good opportunity to win a ball game. We're going to come back. We got a whole season ahead of us. We're going to play it out. And I think at the end, my first year, we lost 15 in a row now. 15 in a row. Team never quit. Won the next 7 home games and won 1 in the tournament. We were playing walk-ons. And I remember Chris Duhon was beside me sometimes they're played. He looks at me, I looked at him, and I said, Chris, you ever seen that before? And he goes, oh, I ain't never seen that, Coach. I said, me either. I don't even know what to tell them to fix it. But you know what? I'll tell you this, they never quit. Ryan Taylor's one of them. That's why he's working for us now, because he never quit. And Justin Edmonds is coming back, never quit. And they came from a tough year, 11, whatever they were, their year before I got there. Then ran into 15 straight losses, but they never quit. And for that, won the last 7 home games. Ryan Taylor went on the next year. We're in the finals, Conference USA, against the nationally ranked team, Middle Tennessee. And they were nationally ranked, and we gave them all they wanted. Came back next year, beat them twice when they were ranked. So, you know what? This team will do the same. That's what Marshall does. That's what they'll do. I hope our fans will be as stubborn as our players. They're going to stay in here and play this thing out, and we'll enjoy what happens at the end because we are Marshall.
That's Dan D'Antoni after the loss at the Cayman Islands Classic to Oakland. It was a 78-71 victory for the Golden Grizzlies. We'll get your text in, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. While you're doing that, we will continue with Ryan Crisp. He's going to get us updated on what's happening this week at Marshall, including football. Basketball is coming up as well at home after we get past the holiday and the Kentucky road trip. He'll tell us about all of that. Hey, don't forget soccer as well. Still contending for that national championship. Ryan will update us on everything when we continue on this edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because you know, mulch. We're cutting prices on hand and power tools, heaters, and pressure washers this holiday season. Save in store or at northerntool.com.
Check out Working Man's Store in Huntington, the biggest inventory of scrubs in West Virginia, featuring brands such as Medcouture, Infinity, Dickies, and Cherokee at the best price. Working Man's Store has one of the largest selections of big and tall shirts, jackets, and jeans in the area. Working Man's Store is the king of blue jeans with Levi's, Dickies, Carhartt, Lee, and Wranglers in sizes up to 72. And Working Man's Store has the best selection of men's work boots and casual shoes anywhere at the best price. Working Man's Store, open every day at 145th Avenue, Huntington.
Hey, Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. If you were a sports fan, we have what you need, from the Sunday ticket for the NFL, college football, Major League playoffs, and more. Listen up, Tri-State, if you are a first responder, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials we have just for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza next to Fratelli's. Check us out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the Tri-State. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kitty Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Get the tire that will see you through the cold and then some. The long-lasting all-season Michelin Cross Climate 2 tire, because winter doesn't last forever. Between 11/15 and 12/5, get $70 via reward card or virtual prepaid card after online submission with the purchase of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires. $70 tire rebate on all tire lines, plus a $30 bonus rebate on Michelin winter tires only. See TikTok Tire, 3rd Avenue in Huntington, across from Jones C. Edwards Stadium. See www.michelinman.com/auto/deals-promotions-and-rebates for complete detail. Offer expires 12/5/23. Void where prohibited.
Menards 11% sale ends on Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Lions is the perfect choice to give your bathroom a fresh, new look. We carry a great selection of Lions tubs and showers that will match your style and your budget. Right now, get 11% off all Lions showers and tubs at Menards. Stores close Thanksgiving, but 11% off remains in effect on Menards.com. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you hungry for a chance to make a difference? Join the Facing Hunger Food Bank for Giving Foods Day, Tuesday, November 28th at City National Bank's 20th Street and 5th Avenue locations by Marshall's campus. Drop off your monetary donations from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Every dollar you give equals 9 meals for those in need. The Facing Hunger Food Bank served 200,000 souls in 2022 across 17 counties in Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia, and more than 50 million pounds of food since 2020. Be the difference this Giving Foods Day, Tuesday, November 28th with the Facing Hunger Food Bank at City National Bank on 29th Street and 5th Avenue by Marshall's campus. Let's turn Giving Foods Day, Tuesday, November 28th from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. into a feast of compassion, because no one should face hunger alone. Be the change. Drop off your monetary donations on Giving Foods Day. Let's make a difference together. Visit facinghunger.org/Giving Foods Day for more information. From the Facing Hunger Food Bank and Kindred Communications.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Our text line this hour is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We're going to get back to that in a few minutes. Marshall earlier today falling in the Cayman Islands Classic to Oakland 78-71. So let's put that aside. Let's just put that aside for a few minutes and start looking ahead to the next time that you can see the Thundering Herd. And of course, I don't mean just basketball, but football, soccer as well. And to help us with that, there are a lot of things happening with Senior Day. Ryan Crisp is joining us. He joins us almost on a weekly basis to talk about everything that's happening with the Thundering Herd. And we got Senior Day coming up, so if you need any more of an excuse to come to the game on Saturday than Senior Day, that's probably what you're here for as a marketing guru.
That is correct. No, it's it's a big one for us this week. We need one more to go bowling, and we get to honor a great group of seniors and a group of guys that have been around for a while and have done a lot for the program. So it's important to be in your seat early. The Senior Day festivities will start about 3:02 real time. So just be in your seats about 30 minutes early and honor. We have about 23 seniors, I think, that we're going to honor on Saturday, and then go out and play some football and hopefully win a game and get a chance to go to a bowl game.
Now, for a lot of people, it's the holidays. There's Thanksgiving, obviously Black Friday. There's a lot going on. People are maybe not necessarily in town, and there's a lot of people who are in town that normally aren't around. So what are you doing for the weekend, for the holiday, especially with the special circumstances?
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a battle we fight and this is by far my least favorite weekend to host a game. I think the biggest reason from our standpoint is just the students aren't there. The dorm rooms aren't even open. They can't be in the dorms yet. And so it's really, really hard to get our students there who can, help make or break the environment of the game. And especially from an attendance number, they can help out quite a bit when they're there. So we definitely see it, from our everyday fan base in terms of, hey, I'm out of town, or, hey, I actually have family coming in town. I know one account called into the ticket office today, and they needed to buy an extra 23 tickets for family and friends that were in town for the holiday. So, we see it go both ways. Just on our theme this week at football is We Are Thankful for Heroes. which includes military personnel, first responders, anyone that's a hero. And so we made a partnership with the city of Huntington, and we got some tickets in hands of first responders. Thanks to Hank Dial for working with us on that. And then, we're doing the same thing we did on Veterans Day, where a veteran or any first responder can use the promo code HERO, HERO, online and claim up to 2 free tickets. And just our way of giving back, our way of saying thank you. And, our goal is to always create fans and create, one fan at a time. So ideally we get someone to the game that's maybe never been to a Marshall game before, or maybe just in different circumstances isn't able to attend a lot of games, and create a fan by the experience that they have and watching a Herd win.
My guest is Ryan Crisp, the Associate Athletics Director for Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, Fan Engagement. The Herd in action on Saturday. It is Senior Day. Also, a lot of opportunities for people who normally aren't in town for a game to go see the Herd. After all, Thanksgiving's on Thursday, Black Friday's on Friday. By the time Saturday rolls on, you're going to probably be a little stir-crazy. Great opportunity to get out of the house, see the Herd, see the seniors one final time. Also, see how many fireworks are left in the tube, because you don't just save those, right? You don't sit on those. How's that work?
No, we're ready for 70 points, and we'll shoot them off every time. I know we joked last time at the last home game there was a couple close calls at the goal line, one that they, I think, reviewed and brought it back, and we shot off fireworks the first 2 times when we thought it was a touchdown. It wasn't, and then we, that wasn't in the budget for the 3rd time there on the miss. So we got it the first 2, but no, we got plenty of fireworks. If you've been to a game this year, we love fireworks, and let's hope the Herd pulls one out. By the end of the game, it'll be dark enough that we'll be able to do another post-game firework win show.
Yeah, fireworks, pyro. We haven't talked about the pyro. The fireworks we've talked about, but will there be more pyro? It's going to be a cold, or going to be, heat's good. It's going to be colder, so can we get more pyro?
I think we have pretty much all the pyro can do. I think I've looked around the country, and I'm pretty sure our 6 flame stacks are the most that I've seen out of a lot of teams. And so we have lots of fire. I will say that this week people may stand a little closer to that fire than they have in the past, just because they may need it as a heat source. But we love the entrance. We love the changes that were made, and we love the flame stacks and the fire, and be on the lookout next year as we look to, this year was kind of an experiment to see how we liked, what we didn't like. And so be on the lookout next year for just more growth in that area and more improvement as we look to better the experience for everyone.
Ryan Crisp is with us again. He's the Associate Athletics Director for Annual Giving, Ticket Sales, and Fan Engagement. So we've got football, then we've got soccer. Now, if you didn't get your ticket, any chance, any hope, maybe you can squeeze a couple more people in there, any last-second opportunities?
Unfortunately, we did sell it to the max already. They went quick again. We went on sale about 3 p.m. on Monday and at 9 p.m. on Monday. So in about 6 hours, they were scooped up and they were sold. What a great problem to have when our soccer team is number 1 in the country, number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, and keeps on winning. And so, Herd fans, we're so thankful for you and showing up and supporting. And, there's a lot of conversation. I get it all the time about, add more bleachers and add this and do that. Unfortunately, it's just not that easy. There's a lot of things that go into it. There's a fire marshal capacity based on the fence and the number of gates and all that kind of stuff. And so we can't just add more people in there. The number we sell to is based on fire marshal standards. Now, trust me, I would love to sell more tickets, but unfortunately, we have to abide by the safety and make sure that if there was a situation that everyone could get out in a timely manner. So that's the number we're at. There's even more in terms of concessions and restrooms and all that kind of stuff that, would have to come into consideration. Parking, I know, is another issue at the vet that we need to tackle if we're going to put more people in there. And so lots of things coming down the road for soccer that will help. But for this year, we're pretty much stuck to right around that 3,000 number, and that's what we can sell to. But we gotta stay there.
My guest is Ryan Crisp. He is not like his boss, Christian Spears, because I would have just now discovered all those new things. Christian likes telling me. He likes telling me he's going to do these things, you're a little bit more conservative. You're not spoiling it for people yet.
No, there is a thing called a budget and called money, and there's a lot to go around. There's a lot of projects that need done, and I mean, men's soccer definitely deserves it, maybe more than a lot of programs based on their track record and their history. But there's just a lot of things that we're looking to accomplish and we're looking to get done. So we'll get them done, but it may take a little longer than what Christian wants them to take. Okay,
I'm just saying. He would have told me about the plans to have like a double deckers, seats. I mean, he would, right? That's kind of why you don't have him on the show anymore, because he kept spilling everything.
He spilled the 10-year plan and acted like it was going to get done in month 3.
That's why you love the guy. Christian Spears, the athletic director at Marshall University. My guest is Ryan Crisp, the Associate Athletics Director, Annual Giving Ticket Sales and Fan Engagement. So the Thundering Herd basketball team comes back, gets some turkey, probably at your house, and then hits the road, goes to Lexington, and then comes back for a week. And then we get to see Herd basketball at home the following Saturday. And it's going to be a doubleheader as well.
It is. No, we're excited. I mean, what a great experience for our student athletes to be down in the Cayman. I mean, they went to the Greenbrier first, then they went to the Cayman Islands, and then they get to go to Kentucky and play there. So a great experience for our student athletes. Quite the turnaround. Quite the rest is a premium right now with 3 games in 3 days. They're traveling back all day tomorrow, basically, and then they'll have a little Thanksgiving lunch, and they're hopping on the bus and headed to Lexington for a game on Friday. So, turnaround for them. But, when they come back into the Henderson Center and when our women's team on December 2nd actually plays Florida, SEC opponent coming to the Henderson Center at 1 o'clock on the 2nd, we got hopefully a good surprise for everyone. We're making some improvements in the Henderson Center and adding 14 movable spotlights to the Henderson Center, where we'll be able to light the arena different colors and do different things and do different light shows like I'm sure you've seen at other places. And so we're excited to do that and open up the light shows and see what we can do.
Looking forward to it. Ryan Crisp, my guest, the Associate Athletic Director, Annual Giving Ticket Sales, Fan Engagement. There's a lot happening. I will probably see you the following Saturday. How's Thanksgiving going to look for you? Everything ready to go?
I think everything's ready to go. My wife has a big family, and so we actually host Thanksgiving for them. So we got about 40 people coming over to the house. So the stress level in the Crisp household is very low right now.
Wait a minute, 40? You're hosting 40 people. What kind of mansion do you live in?
Not a big one. That's part of the stress level. So any nick and cranny we can get a table and chairs in, we're squeezing people in there.
Has the fire marshal approved that?
We don't tell them about these events. That's an off the record event there.
Fair enough. Have a great Thanksgiving. It's good to talk to you. We'll do this again here, at least for you and me, in a couple of weeks. Next week, I don't know who you got to deal with next week. Either Bill Cornwell or Christian Palmer. I don't know who you would rather have. I'll put a word in if you have a preference.
Yeah, Palmer for sure. I'm no Cornwell for me. I deal with Cornwell enough on Saturdays, so I'm out on Cornwell.
I'm sorry. I know how that goes. You ever been in the car with him? You ever travel from Huntington to see a game at Clemson? You ever do that?
I haven't. I'm glad I haven't either.
Okay, I'll tell you about it sometime.
Can't wait.
My friend, thanks for doing it. I will talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. Thanks, Paul.
Ryan Crisp, the Associate Athletic Director, Annual Giving Ticket Sales and Fan Engagement. We pick on Bill Cornwell, but we really love the guy. I know, I just put that out there. I'll deny it later. More coming up. It's The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Stuck in a state of falling behind, struggling to keep up with kids, finances, insurance, and life? Well, let your State Farm agent help you simplify and get to a better state. With State Farm handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too. Adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and help you get ahead. Call an agent today and get to a better state with State Farm. In Huntington, Jeff Smith, 304-781-1234. In Milton, Eric Dodson, 304-390-4515. And in Wayne, Vicky Tabor, 304-272-5115.
4149.
Now is the time to add on a new bathroom or remodel your old one with the latest up-to-date bathroom fixtures from Mutual Wholesalers, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Come in today to Mutual Wholesalers' beautiful showroom and see how your new bathroom will look. Check out Acre by Max. Have a new bathroom this year. Mutual Wholesalers, locally owned and operated, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Call 304-525-9118. Metro Community Federal Credit Union has been serving the Huntington community for 70 years and is proud to announce our newest location in Lavalette. We look forward to bringing the residents of Wayne County a modern banking facility, a full range of services, advanced technology, expert financial advice, community involvement, and even a smart coffee kiosk cafe. Learn more about Metro Community Federal Credit Union online at metrocommunityfcu.com. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Our Kindred Communications family of stations reminds you of the need for blood donations to the Red Cross. Blood is always needed. It may save your life or the life of a loved one. This reminder is brought to you in part by
Farmers Bank, always there to support you with everything you need. Farmers Bank, bank better. Bluegrass Drip, wellness and aesthetics in Ashland. It's time to get off your butt and lose your gut. Check out bluegrassdryp.com. Crow Hustle Funeral Home, serving your family is their calling. 304-675-2630.
Register now to win a $500 Christmas shopping spree. From now until December 21st, you can win a $500 Christmas shopping spree at Black Sheep Harley-Davidson, Altizer Farm Supply, Patriot Rentals and Supply, Lone Central, and OBS Collision. The opportunity to win $500 from one of these businesses is brought to you by Kindred Communications. Listen to any Kindred Communications station for all the details. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from this station and Kindred Communications.
BOGO Wing Blitz!
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm practicing my order for the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe. BOGO Wing Blitz!
What's a BOGO Wing Blitz?
It's the best play in college football, baby!
Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe College Game Day BOGO Wing Blitz. Every college football game day, buy one jumbo traditional wing and get one free. Plus $3 domestic tall drafts.
BOGO Wing Blitz! Say what?
At the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe on the corner of Fun and 3rd Avenue in downtown Huntington.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
How was your day? What did you do in school? I'm Dale Lee, president of the West Virginia Education Association, and these two simple questions can encourage learning in your home. Showing interest and asking about the school day can help motivate your children and keep them excited about learning. So stay involved, stay curious, and ask specific questions. Student success involves the whole family.
A message from the West Virginia Education Association.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
It's our final segment for today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We've been talking about the Marshall basketball loss against Oakland. Cayman Islands Classic. The Herd fell 78-71. I don't think it's a terrible loss. Oakland did hang with Ohio State before losing to the Buckeyes 79-73. And the Fighting Illini lost there 64-53. So this wasn't a terrible opponent for the Thundering Herd. The difficulty level gets a lot. What's the word I'm looking for here? it ramps up. It ramps up with Kentucky. That's coming up Friday. We'll have that game for you right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. From our text line, talking about the basketball game, Texter says, reliable and consistent. That's from 2 new players, not from any last year players. Good thing Coach D has hair. He might look like a soccer referee by the end of the season. I don't know. Hair's for suckers, I've heard. Some good pickups there. Maybe if the Herd can pick up a couple of more additions like that in the future. That's what I like. Nate Martin, definitely a good pickup for the Thundering Herd. Kevon Boyles, a good pickup for the Thundering Herd. Hopefully, Marshall, I hate to say this, implying that Marshall isn't doing its due diligence in the transfer portal, but Marshall needs to make sure that it is maximizing the transfer portal and evaluating its roster the best it can. Gone are the days that you bring a kid in from high school and he's with you the entire time and you can leave him on the bench and you can develop him and then you can bring him up. Now, players don't feel like they're getting the opportunity. They leave. Players that are disenchanted, the disenfranchised, I don't know. They leave. They go somewhere else. So you've got to be able to adapt to that. You know, maybe there's a diamond in the rough, not getting enough playing time. You can do something with that player right away. There you go. Transfer portal. Now, I don't think you use it exclusively. I think you still need to recruit. You need to go after players that are going to be with you. But I don't know how you do that in this day and age where you can just hop in the transfer portal. You know what? I don't like sitting here on the bench, coach. I think I should be playing. I don't like it here. I'm leaving. And they can do that. So it's going to have to be a balance between finding that player you can develop, finding that player that's going to be that 3-4 year player for you, and finding that player that can come in and address a need for your team. That's another way to use the transfer portal. Address needs for your team. And that's going to do it for this edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We'll get back to the text line tomorrow. Let's see. Texter wrote in, asked if Rasheen Ali is going to go through senior day. I'll know more. Hopefully we'll know more sooner than later, but I don't know. Can't answer that question right now. I mean, there are players that go through senior day and then come back. They explore their options, obviously. So we'll see. That's coming up Saturday. Marshall taking on Arkansas State. We'll have that game for you right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Actually, let me correct myself there, because Huntington is taking on Martinsburg. That's going to be here. The game is going to be on 93.7 The Dog. Let me catch myself there, as we've got Saturday football, high school football. A lot of things happening in the Tri-State on Saturday. Hope to see you at some of that. Have a great night.
Retransmitting in Glorious FM on 94.1 W227BS Huntington. This is 930 WRVC Huntington, celebrating 100 years of broadcasting.